We're diving into what is, I think, one of the most agonizing stretches of this entire narrative.
It really is.
We're looking at chapters 15 through 17. The mission here isn't just to track the plot, but to really get into the moral questions that come up right after Absalom Kumalo's guilt is confirmed.
It's this moment of absolute spiritual wreckage for his father.
Exactly. But what's so incredible is that this is also where we see the first real signs of, well, selfless action, of reconciliation even.
It's the ultimate collision, isn't it? You have this personal responsibility smashing up against systemic failure.
Yeah.
And we're just watching Stephen Kumalo try to navigate this legal maze while at the same time he's fighting for his own soul. The contrast between betrayal and compassion here is just so sharp.
Okay, so let's start with a moment of unexpected grace. Chapter 15. The young white man from the reformatory visits Kumalo.
Right, the officer who tried to help Absalom.
And you'd think he'd be angry, right? Or at least feel like his efforts were, a waste of time.
You'd expect him to be cynical, but he's not. He's grieved. He actually apologizes to Kumalo for how he first reacted.
He does.
He says he's just devastated that his life's work trying to reform these young men is proving so difficult. It's this incredible act of grace from someone who had every right to just wash his hands of the whole thing.
And it sort of sets the stage for what comes next. Practically, it fuels the search for a lawyer. The strategy they come up with is really specific. They need a lawyer not to lie, not to hide the truth.
No, not at all.
But to argue that Absalom fired that shot from fear.
Not from an intent to kill, and that is the critical distinction, both legally and morally.
In this kind of system, it's everything.
It's the difference between a state execution and maybe, just maybe, some mercy. But this strategy is almost immediately undercut by this act of just cold betrayal.
From his own brother.
Yeah.
You're talking about John Kumalo, the bull voice of Johannesburg.
Exactly, the great orator. His first move, and it's driven entirely by self-preservation, is to get a lawyer to deny his own son was even there.
Which would leave Absalom holding the bag for everything, completely isolated.
Utterly. So the legal defense isn't just to protect the boy from the state, it's to protect him from his own family's fear. It's tragic.
It's such a cruel calculation. And in the middle of all this, you have Father Vincent trying to offer some kind of spiritual comfort. He says, sorrow is better than fear.
And it's such a difficult concept for Kumalo to grasp in that moment.
Of course.
The priest is saying that fear just impoverishes you, it drains you of everything. But sorrow can enrich if you can find a way to work through it. He's trying to get Kumalo to move from this passive terror to a more active, heartbroken responsibility.
Which is exactly what he does. That active responsibility leads him straight into chapter 16 to the pregnant girl in Pimville.
He goes alone and tells her flat out, Absalom is in prison for murdering a white man.
And we learned a bit about her. She's, what, 16?
Only about 16, yeah. Born in Alexandria. And she's already had 3 husbands, as she calls them.
All of whom were caught by the law.
I mean, that statistic alone is just devastating. 3 arrests by age 16. She is completely trapped in this cycle of poverty and abandonment.
So here's the surprise. Kumalo, who should feel nothing but anger toward her, he's overcome by pity.
A radical pity, yes. He offers her a way out, a way to break that cycle.
He asks her to marry Absalom and come back with him to Dachini, to be their daughter.
And she just agrees instantly. She says she wants quietness. It's this incredible act. Kumalo is choosing to rebuild his family even as the center of it, his own son, is probably lost for good.
And the support for that decision comes so quickly. In chapter 17, Mrs. Lithby, his host, agrees to take the girl in.
A huge act of kindness.
But she lays down the law.
She does. It's kindness with very firm boundaries. She warns the girl very sternly against any careless laughter.
Right. She says, the old man has been hurt greatly and he will not be hurt in my house.
It's kindness, but it's also filtered through this very tough, necessary realism. She's protecting him.
Then comes the final betrayal, Kumalo's second visit to the prison.
And Absalom tells him that his cousin and the other friend, they cursed him.
They denied everything. Told the police they weren't even there, just left him all alone.
Totally alone. And it's on that stage, in that moment of complete isolation, that the final great act of compassion appears.
Mr. Carmichael.
The lawyer.
They meet him right after this news, this tall, grave man. And he agrees to take the case pro Dio.
Pro Dio. For God. For nothing.
Yes. It's this overwhelming infusion of hope when there should be none left. The system is against them. His own family has betrayed him. But this stranger, this great lawyer, steps in purely out of a sense of justice.
And he's going to focus everything on proving that one critical difference.
That Absalom fired out of fear.
So when you pull back from these chapters, what does this all mean for you? You have this stark contrast. The calculated self-interest of John Khumalo, of Absalom's friends,
Pitted against the selfless kindness of the white priest, the reformatory officer, Mrs. Liffey, and this lawyer.
Right. So when everything else collapses, when fear and ambition are tearing a community apart, is it this completely unpredictable, selfless movement toward reconciliation that holds the only real promise? That's the tension you're left with, isn't it, as the trial begins.